Question 1. A school choir has 42 members, 8 freshmen, 11 sophomores, 14 juniors, and 9 seniors. If one member of the choir is selected at random to sing a solo, what is the probability of selecting a senior? So out of 42, you have 9 seniors. So 9 by 42. An object is kicked from a platform. The equation represents this situation where h is the height of the object above ground. T seconds after it is kicked, which number represents the height in meters of the platform? So this is the platform and the object is kicked from here. So obviously the y-intercept would be the height of the platform because that's the height of the object when time is 0. So it's 5. If m% of 300 is 150, what is m% of 180? So m% of 300 is 150, which means m is 50 because 50% of 300 is 150. So 50% of 180 would be 90. Which expression is equivalent to this? 2x to the power 5 into x cubed plus 5x. So 2x to the power 8 plus 10x to the power 6. 2x to the power 8 plus 10x to the power 6. If 4x plus 16 is 24, what is the value of 2x plus 8? 4x plus 16 is 24, so we divide this by 2. So 2x plus 8 would be 12. The given graph shows the relationship between the prices during an online sale where X is the non-sale price of an item and Y is the total sale price of the item including a shipping fee. Which equation represents the relationship between X and Y? So you can see that the y-intercept is 10. So if we use y is equal to mx plus c, then option B and option D can be eliminated. And to find the slope, we can use 0, 10 and 20, 20. So m would be, right? So 10 by 20, which is half. So it is half x plus 10, option C. The scatter plot shows the relationship between two variables x and y. A line of best fit is also shown. What is the equation? So here, the y-intercept is 0, right? So obviously C and D are out. And you have the origin as 1 point and 4, 20. So the slope is 20 by 4, which is 5. So very close to option B. A solution is formed by adding m grams of propylene glycol to 100 grams of water. For this solution, the freezing point in kelvins is modeled by this function. What is the best interpretation of the statement? T22 is approximately equal to 266 in this context. Okay, so Tm is 273.2 minus 0.327 m, where m is the grams of propyl glycol that's added to 100 grams of water, and Tm is the freezing point, right? So if we add 22 grams of propyl glycol to 100 grams of water, the freezing point would be 266. Okay. Solution formed by adding 22 grams of this has an estimated freezing point of 266 Kelvin. So that's what we want. Yeah, so this is presenting the numbers in the opposite fashion. And this is representing it in terms of slope, so that's not correct. A scatter plot shows the performance index and score for customer engagement for 9 restaurants. How many of these chains have a performance index greater than 4? Okay, greater than 4. So that's just 1, right? Okay. If each side of a larger square is 3 times as long as each side of a smaller square, how does the perimeter of the large square compare to that of the smaller square? So large square is 3 times as big as the small square. So 4L will be 3 times as big as the 4S. So perimeter of the large square will be 3 times as big as the perimeter of the small square. Each data point on the scatter plot gives the height and weight in pounds for a llama in a sample of 10 llamas. Line of best fit is also shown. What is the range of the heights for the sample of the 10 llamas? Okay, so the maximum height is 76 and the minimum height is 60. So 16 is the range. What is the equation for the line of best fit that's shown? So you can see that the y-intercept is close to 180. So, oh no, it's not close to 180 because this is 58, right? So we'll just have to work with 2 points. So let's work with 66 and 300 and 76 and 450. So the slope is 150 by 10. So the slope is 15. This is 15. Yeah, so the answer has to be A because that's the only one with a slope of plus 15. Okay. Based on the data from a random sample of population, the mean value of the population was estimated to be 5.1 with an associated margin of error of 0.2. Which of the following is a plausible value for the mean? Okay, so 5.1 plus minus 0.2. So it can go from 4.9 to 5.3. So that would be 5.2. When a ball is thrown straight down with an initial speed of 32 feet per second, the ball hits the ground and bounces up. The equation represents a relationship between the ball's initial height and the maximum height that the ball reaches after bouncing once. Okay. If the initial height is 24 feet, what is the maximum height the ball reaches after bouncing once? So x is the initial height, right? So y will be 1 by 2 into 24 plus 8. So 12 plus 8, which is 20. If the maximum height the ball reaches after bouncing once is also x feet, what is the value of x? So x is half x plus 8. So half x is 8. So x is 16. The sun converts 589 million metric tons of hydrogen into helium each second. Which of the following is closest to the number of slugs of hydrogen that are converted by the sun each second? Okay. So 1 metric ton is 68.52 slugs. So 589 million metric tons will be 589 into 68.52 million, right? So that would be, let's plug this in. Uh, 589 multiplied by 68.52. So that's 40,358. So very close to D. During an experiment, the number of photoplankton in a population doubled each day. There were 300 photoplankton at the start of the experiment. Which function represents the population size x days after the size of the experiment? So the final value is the initial value into growth factor to the power t. So the final value is px. The initial value is 300. Growth factor of 2 to the power x. So 300 into 2 to the power x. The ratio of children to adults at a restaurant is 1 to 12. If there are x children at the restaurant, what is the number of adults? So children to adults is 1 to 12. So x to adults is 1 to 12. So adults is 12x. A certificate of deposit is an investment account in which money is deposited for a specific amount of time called the term. The investment earns a guaranteed yearly interest during the term. The table shows the annual percentage yields for CDs with a term of 18 months and the total interest earned on an initial deposit of 2,000 at 4 different banks. Interest is calculated on the total balance of the account and added to the account after each day. Okay. What is the range of the total interest earned in an 18-month term by the CDs, as the banks represented in the table? So the highest value is this and the lowest is this. So the range will be 60.91 minus 19.60. So 41.31. The total interest earned in the 18th month term at Bank B is what percentage greater than the total interest earned in the 18-month term at Bank C? So 40.91 and 30.23. 40.91 and 30.23. So what percentage greater? So that would be 40.91 minus 30.23 divided by 30.23 into 100. So let's plug that in. 40.91 minus 30.23, that divided by 30.23. So about 35%, right? So option D. How many solutions does the equation have? 2 times x plus 3 plus x is 3 times x plus 2. So 2x plus 6 plus x is 3x plus 6. So 3x plus 6 is 3x plus 6. So both the sides are the same. So any value of x can be plugged in. So infinitely many. The solution to the given system of equation is x comma y. What is the value of 5x minus 2y? So if I add the two equations, I'll get 5x minus 2y is minus 11. How many distinct real solutions does the given equation have? So let's find the discriminant, which is b square minus 4ac, 64 minus 4. So 64 minus 80, which is negative. So this has 0 real solutions. Teachers and students will participate in a tutoring seminar, and each teacher will lead a group of no more than 8 students. The room for the seminar can hold a maximum of 58 teachers and students. If T represents the number of teachers and S represents the number of students, which system of inequality describes the possible number of teachers and students who can participate? Okay, so the teacher will lead a group of no more than 8 students. So no more than. So S should be less than equal to 8T, right? Because the number of teachers, 8 times that value, the number of students should be less than equal to that. And okay, and S plus T should be less than equal to 58, right? So yeah, so if I have to write it in terms of T, then S by 8 should be less than T, or T greater than equal to S by 8. Yes. And S plus T less than equal to 58. So D. The figure shown is divided into 100 squares of equal area where 60 squares are shaded. If one of these squares is selected at random, how much greater is the probability of selecting a shaded square than the probability of selecting a square that is not shaded? Okay, so probability of selecting a shaded square is 60 by 100. And not selecting is, or rather selecting a non-shaded square is 40 by 100. So that's 20 by 100. So that's 0.2. What is the y-intercept of the graph of this in the xy plane where a and c are positive constants? So for the y-intercept, x will be 0. So y-intercept would be A times 17 to the power 0 minus C. So A minus C. So it will be 0, comma A minus C. Alia sells nature photos and videos. She receives a fixed amount for each photo she sells and a different fixed amount for each video she sells. The graph models the possible numbers of photos and videos she can sell to receive $300. Which equation represents this situation? Okay. So let's just the number of photos and videos she can sell to receive $300, right? Okay, so can I just say, wait, x by 15 plus y by 6 is 1. So that would be p by 15. No. If I do 60 here, 4 x plus 10 y is 1. Okay, so 4x plus 10y is 60. And if I have to present it as multiple of, so 20x plus 50y is 300. So 20p plus 50v is 300. So option P. So I use the intercept form here, right? Intercept form is x divided by x-intercept plus y divided by the y-intercept is 1, right? Okay, the cross-section of the planet Mars is shown. Each of the 3 layers is spherical. Radius of Mars is approximately 3390 kilometers, and the radius of the core is about half the radius of the Mars. Which of the following is closest to the volume of the mantle and the crust combined? Okay, so volume of the planet will be 4 by 3 by capital R cube, where capital R is this. And volume of the core will be 4 by 3 by small r cube, where small r cube is half of that. So the volume of the mantle and the crust will be the difference. So 4 by 3 pi capital R cube minus small r cube. So that's 4 by 3 pi 3390 cube minus 3390 cube by 8. Because it's cube, right? So 1 by 2. So if I take 4 by 3 pi 3390 cube common, 1 minus 1 by 8 is 7 by 8. So this should be my answer when I plug it in. Okay, so let's do that. 1.33 times 3.14 times 3390 cube, 3390 and 3390 multiplied by 7, and that divided by 8. So this is 1.42 into 10 to the power 11. Yeah, so it will be option D. Triangle LMN and PQR each have an angle measuring 60 and a given side length. For triangles, this and this, which additional piece of information is sufficient to prove that they are similar? The length of the line segment PQ is 2/3 the length of line segment LM, right? Okay, so then I guess by SAS property, right? Because this is anyway 2/3 of this. So if this is also 2/3 of this, yeah, so this will prove similarity. The length of line segment PR is 2/3 the length of line segment LN. Okay, that I don't know if no, I don't think that is sufficient, because you can prove it with SAS, but not. Yeah, I don't think SSA works, so it's not this. This one is not sufficient. So 1 is sufficient, but 2 is not. Yeah. Which of the following statements best captures the mean and the median of the data shown in this? Okay, so how many values? 4 and 3, 7 and 2, 9 and 5, 14 and 6, 20 values. So the median would be the average of 10th and 11th. So 4 plus 3, 7 plus 2, 9. So median is 25. Okay, and the mean, right? So let's just do that. 40, 45, 40, 125, 180, 0, carry 1, and 113 and 2, 15 and 3, carry 2, 430 divided by 20. So 43 divided by 2, 21.5. This is the mean. So the median is 3.5 greater than the mean, right? Okay. The graph of the linear function is shown. What is the y coordinate of the y-intercept? So that is 1.5. Okay. The scatter plot shows a relationship between two variables. Line of best fit is also shown. For how many of the data points does the line of best fit predict a greater y value than the actual y value? The line of best fit predict a greater y value. So 1, 2, 3, 4. The line with equation this, where a and b are constants, has a slope of -2 and passes through this point. What is the value of b? Okay, so if it has a slope of -2, then y can be written as -2x plus b. And now it passes through 3, 8. So 8 is -6 plus b. So b is 14. What is 19% of 200? So that's 38. What is the sum of the solutions to the given equation? 2 times absolute value of this is 20. So absolute value of this is 10. So x minus 9 is plus minus 10. So x is 9 plus minus 10, which is 19 or -1. So the sum is 18. Okay, point P is the center of the circle. What is the value of x? So let's join this, right? This is the radius and this is the radius. So this will also be 25. Similarly, this will also be 25. So angle A is 50. So angle X will be 100 because angle at the center is twice angle on the circumference. The quadratic function can be used to model the height of an object above the ground in terms of the time after the object was launched. According to the model, an object was launched into the air from a height of 0 feet and reached its maximum height of 25 feet 1.25 seconds after it was launched. Based on the model, what was the height of the object 1 second after it was launched? Okay, so the maximum height was 25 feet. So if I can say y is ax minus 1.25 whole square plus 25, the vertex form, right? And to find a, we can use the fact that this parabola passes through the origin because it was launched from a height of 0 feet. So 0 is a times 1.25 squared. So what would that be? Let's just plug this in. 1.25. So that's 1.5625 plus 25, right? So A will be -25 by 1.5625, which is 1.5625, which is 16, right? So A is -16. So y is -16x minus 1.25 squared plus 25. So when x is 1, what is y? So minus 16 negative 0.25 squared plus 25. So minus 16 minus 0.0625. Sorry, plus, because it's this. Actually, I'll just work with fractions. So 4 into 4, because plus 25. So 24. Okay. During a car trip, a passenger recorded the car's instantaneous fuel economy in miles per gallon 20 different times. The histogram summarizes the distribution of these data. The first bar represents an instantaneous fuel economy of at least 32, but less than 33, and so on. Okay. During the trip, how many times did the passenger record an instantaneous fuel economy of at least 34, but less than 36? Okay, at least 34, but less than 36. So that's 6 and 4, so total of 10 times. Okay, let's grade this. Question 1. Okay, B, C, B, C. So question 1 is B, C, B, C. Okay, 5. 5 is B, C, B, A. B, C, B, A. B, C, B, A. 9. 9 is D, A, A, A. So D triple A. 9 is D, A, and A. 13. 13 is C, C, D, D. C, C, D, D, C, C, D, D. Okay, 17. 17 is D, B, C, D. D, B, C, D. D, B, C, D. 21. 21 is D, D, A, D. D, D, A, D. D, D, A, D. Okay, 25. 25 is A, D, B, D. A, D, B, D. A, D, B, D. Okay. 29. 29 is A and B. Okay. A and B. Okay. 31. 31 is 1.5, 4, 14. 1.5, 4, 14. 34. 38, 18, 100. 38, 18, and 100. 37 is 24 and 10. 24 and 10.